The ayahuasca is a mixture.
Okay.
Okay, it is one constitutes a wine, a magnificent wine,
Okay.
right? Which is called the spirit wine, the soul wine, right? And then a leaf called Chakruna. Chakruna is related to the coffee family. I'll use the term, we have issues in our tissues.
Yes.
Right? That makes it sound nice and soft and easy, and you can laugh about it, no matter how many tons of load you're carrying.
Tons of issues and tons of tissues. Yes.
Right? So we live in a society where we want quick answers for everything with the least amount of effort. We had the recording of the Shipibo shaman that recited. And this goes on for hours and hours and hours, which is what they do, which is what the shamans do. The clouds, they start getting darker, the winds begin to blow. And from yonder, the clouds grow, they condense, they get denser, they get dark, and then a streak of lightning strikes, and the thunder rolls, right? All that was occurring here.
Welcome to the Life Grids conversation. Today, in our conversation, we again have Dr. Krishna. It's such a blessing and it's such a blissful emotion that I have whenever we have Dr. Krishna in our studio, and to have discussions and learning from him on various topics. And today's topic is ayahuasca. And we are so fortunate to learn about ayahuasca from the shaman himself. Yes, Dr. Krishna is a shaman himself and also measures the energy impacts of ayahuasca ceremonies. We are so fortunate and we welcome you, Dr. Krishna, to have this topic of conversation in the Life Grids.
Dear Krithika, it's always a delight to be in your endeavors of communication through your channel.
Thank you.
Again, reflecting upon the very principle of life grid, you are now addressing a highly charged subject that has to do with the dynamism of plant medicine, or the capacity of plant medicine imprinting into neurophysiologies to ultimately awaken the fullness of being in each and every one, because that is the intention, that is the vision board of a shaman.
Mm-hmm. In simple words, if you have to explain a child, what is ayahuasca? Why do people seek those ceremonies? Who are shamans? Can you just give us the fundamentals?
So, let's look at the richness of the Rig Veda itself. In the Rig Veda, there is very clear definitions of soma, the reference of a celestial nectar. And the depth and dimensions of soma still we are exploring, because those records have gone. But there is some closer correlations to that. It could be from the Amanita muscaria. Okay. Amanita muscaria is also it's part of the psilocybin family, okay, which is a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
And it's a mushroom that is very close to Lord Shiva. Now, we take this to the jungles of the Amazon,
okay,
where the medicine peoples, the shamans, the curanderas, where they have been. The life of a shaman of either gender, is not only for the well-being of their tribe, their community, well-being of the forest,
okay,
the jungles, well-being of all the inhabitants, and well-being for the planet.
Okay.
See, that is the responsibility. When I say responsibility, it's not a human-made responsibility. It's a divination.
Okay.
It's a divination as the shaman is being groomed from a very early age.
Okay.
And when I say groomed in a very early age, you're raised in that environment.
Right.
Your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers, your grandmothers, your great-aunt, go on and on and on.
Like our Indian Ayurveda and Siddha system of...
And it is all transmitted through verbal transmissions.
Okay.
And again, it's a living transmission, in other words. So there's no classroom.
Okay.
The classroom is the jungle.
Okay.
When there is an actual period of time in terms of your growth, and we talk about a shaman who is being groomed. He goes with the grandfather or the grandmother, and when they go to into the jungles, now because there are so many species of plants in the jungle, plants and vines, and out of them, can you, in other words, instill come forth to me with your vision that I can bring forth for the well-being of my community, well-being of the planet, etc. So the intention that goes right in to this occurrence of going into the jungles is with that.
Okay.
With that focal point. And alongside with that focal point are the invocations.
Okay.
That are integral to the resonance, and it could be also with the drum. While there is drumming, because it also occurs in a lot of indigenous cultures.
Okay. Yes.
So you are literally asking for the wisdom of plants to provide you with that which you have asked. So their communication in the plant world is highly connected, very highly connected, just like the way our rishis connected with the plant world. I mean, if you look at the Materia Medica of India,
yes,
you will find under each and every category of plant, there are mantras defined.
Yes. And in our day-to-day life also, we worship plants and trees here in India. A tulsi plant, every home worships. So, ayahuasca is the plant worship in a different perspective?
So when you look at the ayahuasca is a mixture.
Okay.
It is constitutes a wine, a magnificent wine.
Okay.
Right, which is called the spirit wine, the soul wine, right, and then a leaf called Chakruna.
Okay.
Chakruna is related to the coffee family.
Okay.
The coffee leaf doesn't have the psychotropic properties, or doesn't have the kind of enzyme, whereas the wine of the jungles, that's called Baniscoporis, the name will come to me.
Okay.
I think it is Banisporis capi.
Okay.
Right, that's I think the botanical name. I may not get the pronunciation correct, but it is B. capi.
Okay. Okay.
So this wine is like the umbilical cord of life.
Wow. Okay.
So when you look at it from that perspective, and the umbilical cord in a figurative way, it's where we all came from.
Yes.
Right. So hence it is called a soul wine, spirit wine.
Okay. Okay.
These are the deeper contextual.
Okay.
So the ayahuasca is actually the spirit of a divine mother.
Okay.
Is the essence of a divine mother, which is of the jungles.
With what intention or purpose should we seek this ceremony?
Repeat, please.
With what kind of what reason should I need to have a ayahuasca ceremony or an experience?
Okay. So now that we'll get a little deeper. I haven't finished explaining about the nature of the wine
Okay.
and what the wine contains in terms of its, we would call the psychotropic properties.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So the wine, when it is pulverized, has the molecule called the DMT molecule, which is dimethyltryptamine.
The DMT is
Right, the DMT. So the DMT molecule and the leaf, the Chakruna leaf, has a enzyme that lowers the stimulus in the gut.
Okay.
Thereby, so when these two are mixed and made into a honey, which is what it's termed as, subdues that particular enzyme in the gut.
Okay.
Thereby, the whole potion, the concoction, has a longer duration by which one can essentially have what we would refer to as a altered state of consciousness.
Okay.
And an altered state of awareness is, one would call it like a trip, a psychedelic trip. Right. I mean, city dwellers who want to go and get a high.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what do? They'll snort cocaine or smoke a joint.
Yeah.
But again, it's all for a very temporal space of getting high. And then, oh, wow, I had a fabulous experience. Now, this is mostly done by well-educated, upper echelons of life,
Okay.
who want an experience, quote.
Okay.
And that becomes a very, very engaged driver.
Entertainment.
A very engaged driver.
Yes.
When you sift all that out, actually the deeper aspect of it is to ask some of the very fundamental questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my being? Can I be guided to live my highest purpose?
Okay. Okay.
Now, of course, our education system will not touch these questions at all. But when you go to great masters and teachers, they'll ask that question just to have you engage that you think this earth is the only thing that's existing on this entire cosmos, that we think we know, but we know nothing.
Right.
And here we are, little entities. That's not even a speck of grain when we look at us from the Milky Way. And we've created such internal chaos inside of ourselves.
Yes.
Right? So nature, on the other hand, is lush
Okay.
with tremendous amount of knowledge and wisdom and tremendous amount of information. However, the information cannot come unless we are prepared to receive it. So if we take the majority of our population, when I say majority, even though we are a small number compared to the total population of the earth, but we've impacted the planet in such a way that we now have to source out areas to get a high. But never asking the deep questions, because the deep questions can be extremely, extremely engaging, and we have to have the strength, which means we need to look at our ego itself and be able to address it. Now, there's no easy or hard here. What's really the driver is, if I am to seek the change in the world I want, shouldn't I be that?
Be the change.
Right? So, if that begins to imprint into our system, now we will ask deeper questions. Well, that's what the shaman has done.
Okay.
That's what our rishis have done. So we don't go to ask that question. Seek not what the sages taught. Seek what they sought.
Okay.
And that's what the shaman does, is to seek why we are here and to be given that domain of representation, to be a steward for the well-being of a community, well-being of nature, well-being of the planet.
Okay.
It's not a major responsibility. It's a fundamental responsibility that is implied to all of us inhabitants of the planet.
But Krishna, today people are seeking these retreats, ayahuasca retreats. When we look up on Google, there are a lot of results that say 21 best places of ayahuasca retreats. And people go there to have a different kind of an adventure, internal adventure, or probably they have different challenges in life, relationship, financial, or physical ailments. Are these reasons not good enough to go seek healing from the shamans through ayahuasca ceremonies?
Very poignant question. And I've gone through many iterations of this because of my scientific research in all these areas, and being able to put the hat of a researcher, which means that you don't think, you are not supposed, you are just gathering data. So if you're also drinking the liquid and engaging with the great divinity and asking the great divinity to maintain your focus as a scientist unaffected, that's a tremendous responsibility. But once you ask that question, you let go and you just do. You do what you are there for. And you will find that it flows effortlessly. So the same thing applies now to the day-to-day life of all of us in some form or the other. I'll use the term, we have issues in the tissues.
Yes.
Right? That makes it sound nice and soft and easy, and you can laugh about it, no matter how many tons of load you're carrying.
Tons of issues and tons of tissues. Yes.
Right? So we live in a society where we want quick answers for everything with the least amount of effort.
Right.
So then we get experiences, and then we look at domains today, all with your little rectangular little black box.
Yes.
Right? And you can traverse the entire planet and beyond. So we want solutions, but so it comes to major aspects. Yes, there are solutions. Yes, there are transformative processes that can be evoked if you ask the right question, or if you are tuned to bring forth the precise question. Now, what I mean by that is, if we look at a body of water, right? We look at a body of water. The top surface of the water will have waves and all that. You go to Nazaré in Portugal, where you go surfing, you get 100-foot swells.
Right.
Right? But those are gigantic waves. In those gigantic waves, can you go there and look down deep?
I can't.
No.
Definitely not.
You'll get swallowed in.
Yes.
Now, the same thing occurs with the state of mind. So we all, with the issues in our tissues, we've got turbulence on the top.
Yes.
So that turbulence on the top, to bring it to subside, we try to align to quick solutions. And quick solutions could be, one, whether it is this divine liquid, divine honey of ayahuasca, or is it any other? I mean, today you got a menu card of stuff, right? I don't need to spell them out.
Yes.
So it's a quick shot. But then soon after that, oh, wow, I felt great about this, and here's what came to me, and now for the next week, I'm really tuned, I'm really hot, I'm spot on. And then all of a sudden, the wave crashes.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And the wave crashes.
And we start looking for another solution.
Bingo. And then this happens. And then very soon, before we even are able to recalibrate, there's a process of addictive behavior that begins.
True.
Right? And once that addictive behavior is fed, then it'll just keep on. It'll continue till there'll be some inflection point that'll occur. And at that inflection point, one will ask, maybe I need to go ahead and look deeper.
It hits. Sometimes, definitely it hits. Yes.
And this everyone goes through in life, whether it's in this lifetime or it could happen in another alternate lifetime or whatever.
Okay.
But if it were to happen and we are mindful of it and we ask that question, well, there is a sense of guidance because we live in a wide awake, intelligent universe. That's the intelligence of nature. How long did it take us through the scientific paradigm, our scientific paradigm, to understand that trees communicate with one another, that roots communicate,
Yes.
and roots emit
Yes.
electromagnetic fields, and now they imprint signatures. So there's a dance that goes on. How long did we take? And meanwhile, the shamans, when they had visions, then they brought those visions into paintings. They brought those visions into carpets, weavings. Right? I mean, that's a whole topic.
Okay.
That's a whole topic of engagement. Because the deeper we go in these areas, the deeper we really get to see our true purpose of why we are here.
Okay.
It doesn't mean to say that if I'm running a company, I give it up. Heck no. You just magnify it. But what you end up doing, what you end up evoking and creating is examining the present paradigm and then restructuring the present paradigm to become more circular.
See the big picture and then go fix things.
A macro-micro.
Okay.
A macro-micro perspective, because ultimately, without those wonderful little bacteria in the soil, what's going to happen to our food? We know what's happened to it today.
Right.
After 70, 80 years of the way we've burnt our soils. We've almost wiped away all the beneficial bacteria in the soil. And we've done that to our soil, we've done that to our water. I mean, all that is,
Yes.
they're not conscious acts. They are sectorized functions that were presented as possible opportunities under the response of fear.
Okay.
See, fear is a very effective benchmark
Okay.
of engaging the limitations that will literally sequester the ability of a evolved mind to expand, which all of us are. Nature has the attributes to expand, to create, that evoke it to a supramental nature. And that supramental nature can be brought forth so that the ignorance of mind, ignorance of matter, the ignorance of life can be looked at with no judgment.
So the challenges
and transform it.
Okay. So is it that my day-to-day challenges for which I'm seeking solution might be the opportunity for me to look deep? Is that you're driving us to?
Arey, what a gift that is, isn't it?
Many times that is where we seek for solutions. When I'm not able to handle my situations, when I'm in some trouble where I couldn't figure out, that is when I seek, whether it's astrology or some healing modalities or probably this topic of Ayahuasca ceremonies. This is what I seek. I'm just looking at solving my problems, but in that quest, am I going deep and evolving myself? ayahuasca going to show me my higher self, where this problem will just look or seem to be an opportunity.
So, no, beautiful. It's spot on. It's what a majority of city dwellers, and now maybe it's even run off into villages because everyone has a little black box with them, right? So, in some form or the other, everyone has issues.
Yes.
Everyone. And it's not that it's good or bad. No, it just is. Right? It just is. Now, the attribute here is how do we look at it so that we can provide a solution. And what is quick? It's a relative term in time.
Yeah, okay.
Right? A very relative term in time.
Agreed.
But the moment you begin to engage and you ask, oh my goodness, my relationship has gone to hell. My kids have gone off the freaking wall and I don't know what to do. Right? And oh my goodness, somebody has encroached into my land. This building that I did out there has got a bunch of cracks or the ground is sinking. Now what do I do? So in every little attribute of life, there is something or the other that will naturally happen.
Okay.
Will naturally happen.
Okay.
Right? I mean, nobody has a free pass.
But that's what we're looking for.
But this is the gift. See, this is the gift, actually.
Okay.
Because if we don't trip, stumble, and fall, we'll never learn. I mean, you take that right from a little kid. We all want the kid to, it takes its time, and then it wants to hold on. And then we hold on, and the kid runs, and then it tumbles and falls. And then it looks up at you to see your reaction. So if you react, the kid will react. Whereas if you're very cool about it, as long as nothing serious has happened, the kid will get up. But will it stop trying? No. It'll keep doing it. But this then becomes what we would call unconscious competence. It's already there, unconscious competence. So we need to question ourselves ultimately. All right, not woe is me, why are these troubles in there? Because we go deeper and we have to look at life the way it is, which means that we got to see, not only understand the perturbations that are occurring, but to go deeper, we have to be still. And to be still, some relate to a liquid of ayahuasca, so that it'll stir things up, but it'll touch you to stillness, even if it is for an attosecond stillness. That attosecond will feel like beyond the beyond of infinity.
Okay.
For that, or somebody may go and have a chillam and take a nice, good, deep breath with it and go into samadhi state. Well, whatever is triggered, whatever has taken place, there's a molecule inside over here that has triggered something.
Okay.
Right? That has triggered.
So
now,
it's all the effort to touch that inner stillness.
Right. So, of course, we can look at the yogic science of
In a different
that dear Rishi Patanjali has magnificently equated. Now, but it's not a quick pop. Right? It's not a quick pop. So, metaphorically, if we just looked at this and detached for a moment, saw the turbulence that's occurring and said, okay, let me go a little deeper. Let me go a little deeper. And as you start going deeper, you start feeling calm.
Okay.
Now, I'll bring that from a deep yogic science. Actually, in all this we engaged. And again, at a personal level, when I took ayahuasca, and all the time, always as a person of science, but in keen observation, and it was the first time I did ayahuasca.
Okay.
I spoke to the plant. I spoke to the medicine itself. And it was 3 of us. a good friend of mine,
Mm.
had just come back from the shamans of the Shipibo tribe,
Mm. Mm.
and they'd brought back some liquid. So it was fresh,
Mm. Mm.
right? It was fresh.
Mm.
And then with another good friend, he said, and that was my first time. But I knew about the power of the plant medicine.
Okay.
So to me, the sanctimonious quality of life is always the vital essence of it, because all life, every breath is an incantation.
Mm. Mm.
Every breath is a contemplation. Every breath is a meditation. Every breath is a power surge of life itself. That's the greatest gift.
Mm.
So that is now unconscious competence
Okay. Okay.
of Krishna's.
Okay.
So in this first endeavor,
Mm.
I spoke
Mm.
without having to verbalize,
Mm.
because I transmitted
Mm.
to the plant medicine while I held
Mm.
her in my hand
Mm.
and asked very clearly,
Mm.
guide me to be in your power
Mm.
and guide me with the great wisdom
Mm.
so that I may be in service through the science at which I have immersed myself into, that can be of service to all life.
Mm. Okay.
I said, starting with the human. I have a little playful nature. And you've got
Krishna.
to be playful, because nature is playful.
Krishna is playful.
And Krishna is playful. So dark room, we had the recording of the Shipibo
Mhm.
shaman
Mm.
that recited.
Mm.
And this goes on for hours and hours and hours, which is what they do, which is what the shamans do.
Mhm.
So while this was occurring,
Mhm.
while this vibration was imprinting itself,
Mm.
there was a gurgling that took place here.
Okay. Okay.
And this gurgling, so a voice,
Mm.
Again, we come to intention, no?
Mm.
That I asked the big question
Yes.
to the divine spirit.
Yes.
So it was observing
Mm.
the gurgling
Mm.
like the beginning of a storm.
Okay.
You ever see a storm occurring in nature? Right? The clouds, they start getting darker, the winds begin to blow, and from yonder the clouds grow, they condense, they get denser, they get dark, and then a streak of lightning strikes, and the thunder rolls, right?
Mm.
All that was occurring here.